Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions were frustrated with last week's loss and are anxious to get back above 500 in today's game. It's the Vikings going up against the Lions.
Here in downtown Detroit. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
When I was watching film this week, I had to write a note to myself. 3 touchdown passes in an NFL game deserves respect, not ho-hum just because they throw it around all the time, and he got his respect. The NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, it's the ultimate vote of confidence from a week ago. And look, he was great, not his best game ever, but obviously was very good to garner that award. All the talk this week, though, was about let's take that forward now. Second down now after the incompletion. To throw again. Stafford. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Khalil Mack in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football, save some yardage to make it less to gain for the next down. Instead, he was so hipped on ball security, he held on to it and took a big sack. One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you go lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can right foot in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. First carry now. This is Johnson. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. The numbers for Johnson in last week's game, 12 carries, 114 yards.
And a rushing title is definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there. But they also understand they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make it third down. Jameis to throw it. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jarrad Davis. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, Bart. Did it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
On the ground, this is Hill. Pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. The numbers for Hill a week ago, 17 carries, 52 yards.
10 touchdowns on the season for him, and I don't know whether these goals are written down. I don't know whether they're discussed amongst the team, but I do know this. Every guy who touches the ball as a ball carrier thinks 10 touchdowns is a nice round goal to try and reach in a season.
This will be caught just inside the 10. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Third and 2, Stafford. That's complete right around the 8. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's first and goal.
Well, they were in the red zone, and they needed a first down. Was it a surprise to you that they went to the tight end?
Not at all. I thought, though, the defense might put a little more pressure on him, but still able to complete it. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. His pass caught with the 4. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from the first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. So it's an old-school extra point, but certainly a disappointment that they couldn't get 6.
Yeah, when you see 19-yard field goal in the box score, you kind of shake your head. But their head coach decided 3 was enough.
And now out comes Minnesota. On the toss, here's Johnson. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. The clock running here. Under a minute to go now in the first quarter of a 3-0 game. They go to Johnson again. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you can see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They needed 15. They got 15. And a good mark to boot. It's first down. Fresh set of downs here. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That one good for 12 yards. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. For a lot of people, MVP award means the quarterback giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. There's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
9 yards on the play and a first down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they? Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. There goes Melvin Gordon. Touchdown, Vikings. Melvin Gordon, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. From the 50, Stafford. And he's got Rodgers. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. We're just 2 minutes away from sending you to Orlando for Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report, so don't forget about that coming up shortly.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a halftime without him, and we thank him for doing the highlights. Let's go get a snack.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
It's caught. Jones. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division every year is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
They'll run it with Hill. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jeremy Hill, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Lions are in for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Are you looking forward?
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. As we take a look at the playoff picture, and that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
Yeah, exciting for us because we get to talk about it, and, you know, at the end of the day, 6 teams are going to go from each conference, and guess what? We're going to have a playoff. But nerve-wracking for all the people involved, all the teams, because their goal is to get there. And anything less than that makes the season a disappointment. So they've got to be primed now for a big finish to their season.
On second down, here's Wilson. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. It's caught left side by Cooks. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now Wilson on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. As the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On second down, Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now. Showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. And Bullock will put this one through. On the NFL scoreboard, an update from up in Seattle. And the 49ers are out to the early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. So they're still down, but they are able to salvage 3 here heading into the lockers.
This is what you worked on from the beginning of training camp. Heading into the half, put some points on the board. No matter what the score says at that point, you've accomplished what you set out to do.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Lions have not been careful with the football. The Vikings have to feel somewhat fortunate that those same turnovers.
Well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Here's the dangerous Tyreek Hill. They juked him. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say not get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. Second down, Johnson. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be third and about the length of the football.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They pitch it out to Johnson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Touchdown, Vikings! Brandon Cooks, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings have tied it. They can grab the lead with a PAT.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Stafford on first down. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Here's Stafford now on second down. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Jones. Stafford to Jones, enough for a Lion first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Stafford. Man open right side. It's Rodgers. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. A gain of 6 there on first.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they could do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
On second down, Hill. And he's got room. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
The timing and the faking on that play was so good, you almost think you're at a magical act, right? The magician has shown you something, and then you realize it's not really there. He's created an illusion, and the illusion was they were going to throw the football. Looked like a pass play. Instead, it turned into a draw. Offensive line being able to get out in front. They drew the defensive line upfield and beat them at their own game, and that's why they picked up big yardage into the secondary.
A gain of 6 there on first. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. Out of the gun, Stafford. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And now it's third down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
The Lions on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He is going to find Hill here. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup. That's a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on it a little bit more.
It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
On 2nd down now. Hill, and he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Jeremy Hill. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Lions are in for 6. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped him in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
Again, it's Johnson. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. The Vikings on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now it's Wilson. And Ingram holds it in. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. There's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been excellent. 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 11. Throwing is Wilson. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This from 54 yards away. And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it online, but it comes up about a rotation short. Well, he had it online, gave it a pretty good ride, too, but in the end, he's a victim of the crossbar.
And, Brandon, you know kickers very well. I bet if we ask him after the game, he'll say he didn't get all of it. We've seen him hit from deeper than this in warm-ups. But here, he's a foot or so from clearing that bar.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense. This offensive line has really hunkered down and established himself.
Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Detroit. Eric Ebron with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. Charles, that was a heck of a play.
It truly was, because when he made that catch, he had to shake through some people, right? So that play, to me, a highlight film that should be accompanied by bass music, right? I mean, boom, 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 and he finds his way to the end zone. Terrific play.
Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. Tyreek Hill set to return it. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, come get a little bit closer this time.
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Wilson. And Cooks has it over the middle. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And it's 2nd down.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. But they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot. And that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. The Vikings on third down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Wilson. He finds Beckham complete. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. A gain of 32 that time. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He gets it to Cooks. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. And a nice gain of 21 yards. A first down carry here for Johnson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Wilson. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the... This will be taken to the back of the... end zone. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, Hill. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Space to maneuver at the 40. There goes Jeremy Hill. 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. It's a big play there for the Lions. And even 50 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On 2nd down now, Hill, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 11. And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And his kick is absolutely perfect. They are, by the way, into the fourth quarter now in Oakland. And it was the Raiders who were able to come away with a victory there. Derek Carr, a touchdown pass to help lead the way. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You're able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
One last shot for Wilson. And that's complete to Cooks. Brandon Cooks. He's at the 30, 10, and he is in for the touchdown with no time remaining. And Charles, we're a two-point conversion away from overtime.
And that won't be easy. Oh, there's no doubt that this crowd has absolutely been rocked by what they just saw, but guess what? There's still two-point conversion to deal with. Still a little drama left.
No time on the clock. Are we going to overtime, or does it end right here? Back to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it, because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So, to set. Will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, it's loss number 5 for them on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.